Hey everyone, I haven't made a video in quite some time, not because I didn't have plenty of material to talk about, but because I haven't had time. For those of you who are looking at my eye and going, what the hell is wrong with it? I have an infection in it brought about by the worst year of allergies I've ever had. So there's a narrative going around out there, and it's been going around for a while, and this is going to be no shock to anyone, that police are out to kill black people. And people have heard this story, this narrative. It's been beaten into their heads for so long, in spite of the overwhelming evidence showing that that's not the case, that society has gotten stupid. It's like everybody has lost their mind. So I'm going to say, I think that, people have accused me of not being sensitive, not being empathetic, and it couldn't be further from the truth, actually. I feel bad for anyone who has died. I feel bad for their families. It's a terrible thing when someone passes away. And if it's under, bad circumstances, that makes it even worse. And it seems like every time someone of color gets shot by the police, whether they die or whether they don't, the police are out to get people. Like, I could leave my house today and I don't know if I'm coming home tonight. Well, anybody could do that. I could walk out to my mailbox to go get my mail and be hit by a car. I left my house. I didn't come home. That's all the time. That's everybody. And you know what? Here's a news flash. White people get shot by the police too. Actually, white people get shot by the police more than any other group. In fact, if you take the amount of black people who are shot and Hispanic people who are shot by the police, and you compare it to the white people that have been shot by the police, the two combined is not that much more than it is for just the whites. FBI crime statistics. They're readily available for anyone. Anyone who wants to look it up, the information is there. But this narrative has been pushed and pushed and pushed, and this is the narrative that has caused the riots and the looting and the burning and the murders. And this morning, or yesterday evening, this is what those narratives brought about. 2 LA County Sheriff's deputies sitting in their car in Compton, and a black man walked up. There's video, it's a security video that shows it, walks up and fires multiple rounds directly into the car, striking the officers multiple times. And both of them are in the hospital fighting for their lives right now. The odds are far more in the favor that these two have never done anything to anyone that was not necessary. Now, do I think that there are police out there that take things too far? Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it happen. But the majority of cops out there are good people who are trying to do a very, very difficult job for not really great money at all, because they want to make their community a better, safer place. And the unfortunate thing is, those cops are rarely ever the ones that have something happen to them, some sort of a retaliatory event, like this guy shooting these 2 cops in Compton. I mean, there is absolutely no evidence that they have done anything but they're in the hospital fighting for their lives while they were out there trying to protect the citizens of Los Angeles. This shit's got to stop. I mean, I hate to break it to people, but it is not going to be that much longer, and Trump is going to go, all right, I've given these governors, I've given these mayors, and it always seems like it's a democratically controlled city. I've got people who are like, you need to stop harping on Democrats. Okay, so you know what? Democrats need to stop doing stupid shit. That's the long and the short of it. The things that they say, oh, these are peaceful protests. Fuck you. If there's a 26 buildings on fire behind the reporter trying to tell you that it's a peaceful demonstration, it's not peaceful. There are people whose livelihoods are literally going up in flames. Not just the people who own the business, but the employees that they've got. Those people depend on that to make payments on their cars and buy groceries for their family and make sure their kids are clothed. And now they don't have a job. Why? Because some fucking asshole listened to a bunch of dumb shit on the news, which has been telling lie upon lie upon lie. And it's been shown. They're showing a very little narrow narrative. This right here is their narrative. The freaking story is like this, but this is the narrative they tell. Right there. That much. So people are being misled by the media, and then they're taking matters into their own hands. And are proud of themselves. What the fuck is wrong with our society? I don't get it. I don't understand. Trump is going to get tired of it. He's going to take it out of the hands of the governors and the mayors. And he is going to end up sending in the National Guard or the U.S. Army, because things have gotten to the point where he is going to be justified in doing this. And then there's the Patriots. There are a lot of people in this country, myself included, that we are tired of seeing a false narrative pushed, not just by the media, but by people like the leadership in Black Lives Matter and Al Sharpton and Joe Biden, when his mind is working correctly and he can actually put a coherent sentence together. Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, these people are all pushing this bullshit narrative. It is half-truths and complete untruths. It is like, I'm only going to give you enough information to piss you off, but not enough information for you to really be informed, to make a truly informed decision about it. Because we think you're fucking stupid. We think you can't handle it, so we will tell you what you need to know. You have got news outlets out there that are actually telling the truth. They're actually coming clean. They're going, all right, this is the things that are going on. These are the things that have done this, done that, precipitated the other thing. And people are getting the full story. Unfortunately, the people who are out burning shit in the streets, burning down their own communities, taking away the livelihoods of thousands of fellow citizens, they're not getting that information. They're getting the very narrow, half-truth, untruth version that outlets like the Young Turks and ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, they're all the Hill, the Atlantic. These are all New York Times, the Washington Post, the Huffington Post. They are all pushing the same narrative, and it is false. And if you look for the evidence out there, if you go and don't use Google, because Google will send you they're as responsible for pushing this narrative as anyone else. So you go and you use somebody like Bing, and you really look for the information, you look for things. Kyle Rittenhour has been painted as a white supremacist who went out on the street hunting black people. Couldn't be further from the truth. The kid was an EMT, 17 years old, already a licensed EMT. At the car lot that he was defending with his fellow militiamen, he was also treating people who had been injured, people who were in these riots, people who had been tear gassed. He's rinsing their eyes out. He's taking care of them. People who have been injured, cut, scratched, he's patching them up and sending them on their way. Now, does that sound like the behavior of someone who was there to shoot those people? No. But see, you don't hear any of that shit on MSNBC or CNN. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that this kid was helping people. They're not telling you the whole story. He ended up leaving the car lot to go and, I believe, get more supplies. And he went past some imaginary certain area that the police wouldn't let him go back. They're like, well, nope, once you've come out, you can't go back in. So now he's stuck out there. All of the people that he's there with are back at that car lot that he can't get to. So he's trying to find another way back to the car lot. And he sees a bunch of idiots lighting a fire in a dumpster. And they get this dumpster blazing away, and they're pushing it towards a building to catch another building on fire and burn it down and take people's jobs away from them. And he comes running up with a fire extinguisher that I'm not exactly sure where the hell he got. Nobody's really said anything about that, but he puts the fire out. Well, the people who lit the fire are pissed. So what do? They go after him. The first guy that got shot was chasing him around. He was throwing things at him, hit him in the head with, I don't know what it was he threw, but it hit him right in the head. And they disappear, and Rittenhour has got his rifle there, and somebody, and you can see it, there's video, it's plain as day, somebody holds up some sort of semi-automatic pistol and fires around in the air. He now thinks he's being shot at. He spins around, and the guy who was throwing stuff at him is in the general direction that the shots came from. So he lifts his weapon up and he shoots him. He eliminated the threat, which is what you're taught. You eliminate the threat. And so there's the first guy that dies. Now he's running because the mob, they're running after him. So he's running down the street. He's doing pretty good. Somebody manages to catch up with him, and they trip him, and down he goes into the street. He's had people come up and hit him. He's been kicked on, and then here comes the second person that got shot, the dipshit with the skateboard. Blam! Right in the back of his head. So he's now under attack, being beaten by some skater punk in the head with the skateboard. And he shoots the dude right in the fucking face. Now, I'm sorry that the guy died. I am. But it just seems like that is a bit of poetic justice, too. If the kid wasn't there with the skateboard, none of this would have happened. If Rittenhour hadn't been there, none of this would have happened. There's plenty of blame to go all the way around. The third guy that got shot was advancing on Kyle Rittenhour with a pistol in his hand, pointed at him. And he shot the guy, and it ended up hitting him in the arm that he had the gun in, and basically blew his arm off. Once again, someone comes at you with a loaded gun, and you have a gun, you don't stick around and go, let's see what he's going to do. You shoot him. And that is exactly what he did. So this is the false narrative. This is the half-truths. Yes, Kyle Rittenhour shot 3 people. No, he was not a white supremacist. No, he was not there to start shit. As a matter of fact, all he was doing was protecting his militia. One of the people in his militia was friends with a guy who owned a car lot in Kenosha, and they came up to help him protect his business. He didn't want it burned down, and he didn't want all the cars that he has there trashed. Now, at 17 years old, do I think Kyle Rittenhour should have been back in fucking Illinois doing his homework? Damn right, he should have. Shame on whoever took him there. Shame on whoever was like, all right, Kyle, you're coming with us. That person needs to have their ass handed to him. But this idea, people are calling for Kyle Rittenhour to be put to death. They're talking about him spending the rest of his life in prison. Okay, first off, you're never going to get a jury of 12 people that is going to go, oh, well, this kid, there was intent. He came out there. That was the whole point of him being out there, was to shoot people. But this just goes to show that these half-truth narratives are dangerous, and they're stupid. And the people who are pushing them, they're not looking out for the welfare of the people who are rioting. They're not looking for the welfare of the people who are victims of it. They're only looking out for their own self-interest. They're pandering to their base, and they're trying to be... Joe Biden already thinks that black people are stupid. I mean, if you don't know that, then you've got to be an idiot. Because, well, if you don't know if you're going to vote for me or Donald Trump, well, then you ain't black. Because Democrats automatically assume you're going to vote for them because, well, the goodie bags come from the Democrats. But Joe Biden, the thing that told me the most, that he thought people of color, not just black people of color in general are stupid. Well, poor kids can be just as smart as white kids. What? Did he seriously just fucking say that? And yeah, he did. Poor kids can be just as smart as white kids. So he automatically assumes that poor kids are people of color. They're children of color. And he automatically assumes that the opposite of that is white kids. And those poor homies and essays can be just as smart as white kids. If you're a parent of a black child and that doesn't piss you off, then you've dedicated yourself to being ignorant. It's got to stop. Patriots are going to start coming out. The shootings are going to become more frequent because people are tired of this. They're sick of being terrorized by an unruly mob. Trump is going to take the responsibility out of the hands of the mayors and the governors, which always seem to be Democrats. And he's going to use federal resources to bring order back. It is very clear that the mayors and the governors do not want to take care of this. Once again, they're pandering to their base at the expense of their city. That's it. I'm done. Love you guys. Peace. God bless. Stay safe out. Stay safe out there. Long day.